Well, President Trump signing into law a House bill bringing new changes to the Paycheck Protection Program last week, which may ease some of the headaches small business owners had with the initial legislation. Some key provisions in the PPP Flexibility Act include lowering the percentage of the loan that businesses are required to spend on payroll, as well as extending the time period to use those funds. Joining me now, Jean Marks, CPA with the Marks Group and a small business consultant. Jean, always good to have you. Let's walk through this. Start here.
Bring him on, Neville.
The loans
Bring him
through
on,
the
Arthel.
paycheck. I love it. I love it, Jean. All right. Well, the loans through the Paycheck Protection Program were always forgivable, but now instead of 2 months to spend the money or forfeit full forgiveness, business owners now have 6 months to spend the money to cover payroll and other expenses. So this is great news. How would you say small business owners can take advantage of this?
Well, firstly, Arthel, there's still $50 billion in the fund left to lend. So a lot of small business owners were holding back on borrowing this money or participating in the program because they were afraid that they wouldn't have enough time to bring their people back and generate those expenses and therefore get forgiveness and then be stuck with the loan. But now we've got 6 months to pay that to have forgivable expenses, which means that if you had any hesitation as to participating in this program, you really shouldn't be. I'm sure that you can generate enough expenses in 6 months to be eligible under the loan and for forgiveness as well. So go for it.
And then in the original PPP model, you had until June 30th to retain or rehire a certain number of your employees. Now that has been extended to the end of the year. So why is this significant and helpful to small business owners?
Because, yeah, so Arthel, so when businesses were just starting up, the big rule of the Paycheck Protection Program, Arthel, is for people they want small businesses to rehire employees. So there was a period, you start off a period right before you got your loan, and then you had really just 8 weeks, the term of the loan, to bring all those employees back. That wasn't enough time for a lot of small business owners. That has now changed. You now have up until December 31st to restore your headcount and your compensation that you were paying from before the whole pandemic happened. So it gives you a lot of time to do that, and then you've got 10 months after your loan ends where you can actually apply for forgiveness. So you've got plenty of time to wait. You've got time to have those expenses, bring the employees back by the end of the year, and then you can apply for forgiveness and hopefully get the whole loan forgiven at that time. So it's also great news.
And that's what I was going to ask if you had to apply. So you already answered that question, so I'm happy you did. So I understand, Jean, that whatever portion of your PP loan that is not forgiven, you now have 5 years to pay it back. Is that so?
That's right. So it used to be 2 years. Now it's 5 years. And our interest rate is 1%, which effectively means it's like free money, almost a grant from the government. Some business owners are concerned that even if they have non-forgivable expenses and they can't pay it off in 5 years, what do they do about that? Because these loans are being given by financial lenders, banks, and other SBA, Small Business Administration members, many of the bankers I've spoken to are quite happy to say, listen, after that 5-year period, I'm sure we can refinance this loan into something that you do have the ability to pay back. So it's good news, gives more time at a very low interest rate, but I know the banking community is very, very interested in making sure that small business owners are able to pay back the loan even beyond that.
That's good. That's good, too. So this makes the PPP more user-friendly. But will this make PPP more accessible, though, easier to apply for? I know you said the government has the money there and the money's waiting for the businesses owners to apply for it. But is accessing that money easier?
You know, Arthel, we've had this conversation before. Because the PPP itself, it's still complex. It still takes your time and your diligence. You have to work with a banker. You have to fill out the applications. You have to supply the documentation and go through the calculations to apply. So although there is still, that hasn't changed at all, we've been encouraging our clients, and if you're running a small business, this is a good exercise to go through. You can do it. If you're working with a good banker, they can walk you through that process. And honestly, if you've never had a relationship with a banker before, or you've never applied for a loan before, this is just a great opportunity to begin that relationship and truly understand the numbers behind your business during the application process. So not any easier to do, but I'm putting it on my clients and other small business owners. You can do it. There's still $50 billion out there to apply for. Work with your banker and go through the process. You can do it.
Good, good. Anything else we left out? Got 30 seconds left.
Oh, no, just the only thing I just also wanted to mention is that you can still apply for other forms of financing if you need to do that. And there are some from the state, and there are also from the federal government. The Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, it's very slow right now, and there's been a lot of bottlenecks, but there's money available there for very low-cost loans for you as well. Hopefully, this money, as we're now recovering and getting back into action again, Arthel, hopefully all this will get us through the summer, and hopefully good things will happen with small businesses in the fall. I'm optimistic.
I'm hopeful and myself, and I really know they need it, and we need them. The economy needs small businesses, and we have to have our mom and pop stores. Okay. Yeah, it has been. Well, Gene Marks, you're the man. Thank you very much, as always, Gene. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Arthel.